Hi, in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to fix a remote control that is unresponsive. Here you can see I'm pressing the button and the light doesn't come on. Volume up, side. It's only when I press it very hard does the light come on. Actually pressing it, and only when I press it very hard do you see there the light came on. There, if I really press it, but as you can see I'm pressing it and it's not coming on. The volume's overused. The volume button, look, if I press the volume down button. All right, so I feel like something has been spilt on this. There is some water residue. I can see some water in between these rubbers here, and I'm going to open the remote and fix it. All right, on this remote, I just remove the battery. There's a little screw at the back here. Now check for any other screws. There are none, so now I can open. Now this particular remote has like a rubber seal running around the side, and along that seal what you need to do is you need to just get your screwdriver and unclip the back from the top. And there you can see the places where it is clipped in. If you've got pry tools you can use them, things like this and things like that. If you don't, you can just use your screwdriver. Just be careful not to damage the side of the remote. So I'm going to carry on without the pry tools because most people don't have those tools. When you're putting your screwdriver in here, just be careful you don't gouge the plastic, and just be careful you don't shove the screwdriver right in. You might unseat some of the solder or scratch the circuit board. So it's better if you can aim the screwdriver down when you do this. For example, I'm just going to do it like this. There we go. If I did it with the angle like this, then once it opens, the screwdriver ends up doing that. And you don't want that because then you could damage what's inside there. So that is why you just take the edge of the screwdriver and your finger just like that. So if it does fall in, it only falls in to where the length of your finger is. Right, so that whole side is open. Now be careful of just trying to go like that. You might snap it in half, you might break the circuit board. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip it the other side and try and unseat or try and unclip this side as well now. Taking the screwdriver and just lifting the side like that, as you can see. Just gently lifting. It's like you're peeling it off. There we go. Okay, and one more here. Okay. Oh, this has got some liquid residue here. Right, if you have a look, you can see that it's almost like it's been immersed in water. It's like somebody dropped this in a glass of water or something, and it's actually sticky. Yeah, this is probably some juice of some sort. Right, so what you're going to do now is you need to clean this water away. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a blower and blow out this liquid. Now you might want to wipe this because this might be sticky. In this case it's not very sticky. Right, now I'm going to wipe this with a damp cloth with a little bit of mild soap. Just be careful of using strong detergents on here. You might rub off the signage. Now notice there was some dirt in there, and it often makes the button a bit stuck. So I'm just cleaning the holes here. Right, that is now ready. Right, so just having a look at this, you can see there's bits of sediment and dirt that's crept in here and around some of these buttons. Look there at the top, it's gotten dirt there. So maybe take this opportunity to also clean your keypad now. Just be careful of the back. Now these are conductive pads, which you mustn't be rough with because you might remove the conductive pad or you might reduce the conductivity if you are rough with the way you clean this. So I'm going to clean that shortly, but I'm first just going to clean this side. And if the scrubbing brush is too rough, just use a toothbrush, as you can see. Right, so that's quite clean, and now it's time to inspect the back. Now, just having a look at the back, fortunately there isn't a lot of dirt that is in here, so all I'm going to do is give it a quick clean, and what I'm going to use to clean it is rubbing alcohol. And I'm going to be very careful here, so I'm just putting a little bit on the cloth, there you can see, and all I want to do is gently wipe the pads, just to get any of that juice or whatever it was off. And as I say, just be very gentle here. You just really want to be a superficial wipe. Right, now if you have a look at the circuit board side, you can see that it's left almost like a sticky residue. The water part is gone, but as you can see, it's like almost like a gel here. So that's often what happens when you spill a juice or something on your remote. So all I'm doing is I've got the alcohol here and I'm gently wiping it. I'm not scrubbing it, I'm just being very gentle, and sometimes you might find there's some raised areas, might be an LED, there's some surface mount LEDs. Just be careful you're not too rough here because you don't want to unseat these LEDs. Really just being gentle here. Right, I'm just doing this one more time to get rid of any of that sticky gel or residue off. Right, so that looks fine, and now I can feel it that it is good. Just remember that you do have oil on your hands. My hands are very dry, so I don't have this problem, but some people have oily hands, and I can feel that there's nothing sticky on here anymore. It is now clean. Just inspect the back and see if there's any water or any burned tracks. It looks fine. The remote did still work, it just wasn't working very well. Right, it's time to slot this back into the back cover. You will see that it's got the little spring coil there and the coil over there. And what has to happen is it just slides in there. I don't have to force anything and nothing shall bend. And as you can see, if you look in the middle, there it's fallen in, and if you look towards the bottom over there, you can see that it slots in nicely. Right, so the back is now on. Right, so now I want to do is check these pads for conductivity. Remember, some of the buttons wasn't working properly, and what I want to do is just check if the resistance is open circuit or if there is too high resistance. Now, as you can see, this is an ohm meter, and that is a short circuit, and I'm just going to put it on the pad there, and you can see, look, that is 69 kilo ohms, and over here, you can see that's 7 kilo ohms, and over here these are the buttons that were giving me a problem. There's the, I think that's a channel up button, and this is the volume up button, and volume down button, and channel down button. So yes, it is still conductive, and I just now inspect the condition of these, and if I do this one button in the middle there, yes, they're still offering conductivity. Right, now I'm going to just show you a little trick to improve the conductivity. For example, if I take this pad here and I measure from there to there, you can see I'm getting about 9 kilo ohms, or let's see there, the lowest was about 9 kilo ohms, 8.8, 8.6, 9, somewhere there. Now what you can do is you can actually just color this with a lead pencil, and I just add a little bit of lead there. Right, so what sometimes happens is these little tracks here start losing their conductivity. So when you press the button, you are effectively increasing the conductivity, and therefore it acknowledges a button press. But sometimes these tracks lose some of their conductivity. So what you could do is you can take a pencil and kind of just color it in, just like that. The reason being is pencil is often graphite and often has some lead in, and I'll just show you. If I measure the resistance of this pencil, you can see, look at that, less than 35 ohms, because the graphite actually allows for conductivity. So all I'm doing is I'm just taking my pencil and just doing a once over here to improve the conductivity. And I find that a pencil that is a B or a 2B is the best to use. Right, so you don't have to put too much because we don't want it to be conductive from there to there. And if you've got a lot of time, just color in just the tracks. Right, now don't put too much there, otherwise it won't work. So now all I need to do is reinstall the keypad. Right, so I'm just installing the keypad, and you might find, for example, on this one, there are these little nipples that are in the way. So I'm just moving them above the keypad so they don't stop the keypad from being depressed. Right, so as you can see, the keypad is now inserted. These little nipples that were in the way, I've now put them over the keypad and the keypad underneath. Now all I need to do is close it. Right, I just slotted the lens over there, and now I can just close it. Check that all the buttons can be pressed and none of the buttons are sitting underneath or squashed between the plastic channels. Alright, so let's see how the remote works now. Oh, much better. Look at that. Wow, far more responsive. You can see that it's acknowledging the button press. Oh, much better. Jeez. Wow, just barely touching it. Before I had to press this very hard, and now it works much easier. If you find that it's like it's always transmitting, it means you've colored in too aggressively. Remember, I only put a little bit of the graphite on the circuit board on those contacts. All right, so that's how you solve that problem. Thanks for watching. Cheers.